Oh yeah. Good day internet people, Lena here, and in today's video I'm going to attempt the impossible and try and think of something original to say about Sonic the Hedgehog 1. But before I get into that, please do give this video a like and a subscribe, and come and join me over on Twitch where I'm playing a lot of Destiny 2 at the moment because it is awesome! The heady days of June 1991, and the guy who's best known for creating Super Thunderblade takes Mr. Needlemouse and turns him into an utter legend. I mean, I can only imagine how that meeting must have gone in Sega HQ, where they're like, we've made this really awesome game that will sell loads and 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 loads of copies. Yes, shall we just bundle it with the console? Huh? It sounds like a humongous gamble, and to be fair, it kind of was. But my words, did it pay off? Because let's be fair, this or Altered Beast? No contest! This! For God's sake, this! And there's a way to push back against the mighty Nintendo. What a genius plan it was. And it worked so well that Sonic the Hedgehog became even more recognizable. The Mickey Mouse, for goodness sake. My first experience with Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was, as I've mentioned before on this channel, my uncle had a Mega Drive before I did. And so I played things like Streets of Rage 1. There was an ice hockey game. I think it was NHLPA 92 or something like that. I can't remember. What other games were there? There were things like Pit Fighter and he had a few games. Anyway, and Sonic 1 was one that got played a lot. And so that's how I first experienced it. And then it became one of the 5 games that made up my first Mega Drive games. It's fair to say my first few games on the Mega Drive were a bit of a mixed bag. And you can watch my previous videos to see my thoughts on them. But this is the 4th of the 5 games that I'm showing off that were just the ones that made up the beginning of my Mega Drive experience. Things get really good here. So if you've been living under a rock since, 1991 and somehow don't know how this game works, you run to the right and then you win. Okay, I'm downplaying it a bit. So the evil Dr. Roegg Botman Nick has been capturing all the animals on Mobius and putting them into robots and putting them in capsules, and it's up to you, you blue hedgehog, to save the day and put him in his place and tell him, don't do that, that's not very nice of you. But in a way that's really cool,
That's no good.
Because, he's cool. He's so cool. Look how cool he is. He's so cool. His finger pointing and his eyes. And so through 6 gorgeous zones, you jump, roll, and smash your way to save the day. As I say, I'm gonna struggle to say something original here about this, because it's just like, what can I say? So many people have done so many better videos than this will be, no matter how hard I try. I have very, very particular memories of it, especially back in the day, where where I was staying with my uncle. It's for example, I remember that he and his friend went out and left. Didn't turn his game off. He just handed me the controller and said, "There you go, you play that for a bit." Handed it over to me on Spring Yard Zone, and he had about 10 or 11 lives already, and I was like, "Okay, here we go." And I just pressed reset, so I knew I had to play it from the start, even if I was not going to be any good at it. And I imagine that my experience with Sonic 1 is very similar for most people, where you can feel the difference in speed throughout the levels. I mean, obviously Sonic has this whole gotta go fast thing. Gotta go fast! Chili dogs, whoa! There's this you've almost got a wave of speed throughout the game, where you have the beautiful green hills of Green Hill Zone, and it's very fast, it's very pretty, it gets you right into the mood of its world. But then things slow down and you have to be a bit more careful because of all the lava in Marble Zone. So things get a bit more careful, a bit more precision platformy, and that's all good. That's fine, because it's a different challenge. It's like a warning of what's, it's not going to be just straight sailing all the way through, which I think is good, actually. Then things get a bit more speedy and a bit more bouncy because you're into Spring Yard Zone with all the bumpers and that one bit where you're trying to get that shield, and it's really, really awkward because there's a bajillion little bounce pads everywhere, and it's that initial first game's pinball-y feel would be expanded upon so much better in future games, obviously. Things slow down again because you're underwater in Labyrinth Zone. I think as well as like the speed having that kind of like wave to it. Also the difficulty does too, because Marble Zone is more difficult, but then I think Spring Yard Zone is a little bit easier, but then Labyrinth Zone is a bit more difficult because you've got the challenge of don't drown for God's sake. And I think it's arguably got the toughest boss level. It's arguably the toughest boss level, but then again, it's one of those where it's not as bad as you think it is, because it's if you don't rush, but also, you know, if you can find a balance between like rushing and taking it easy, you'll get through it just fine. It's just I think people are kind of panic so quickly because when the water overtakes them, but at the same time it's like just keep going, keep moving, you'll be fine. I know it can be even more tense when you hear that music, but at the same time it's like just keep moving, you'll be fine, it's fine. Anyways, so after the toughness of the Labyrinth Zone, then things chill out with the most beautiful music in the game, I think, with Starlight Zone. Oh my god, it's so pretty, it's so pretty. Nice and fast. I think that Starlight Zone is easier, but to balance it out, what they do is they just provide dick moves in the form of like the bomb things that you can't hit, and the other and the orb dudes with the spiky things that you can't hit either. It's like, and they just put them right in the way of everything, so you are like, well, I'm either gonna just damage boost my way through it, or I'm just not gonna bother. And then you get the final challenge of Scrap Brain Zone, and oh yes, it's like you have bits that are quite fast, but at the same time you also have some really tricky bits, like the moving platforms that occasionally rotate. Why? Evil. And then Scrap Brain Zone 3 is basically like some more Labyrinth Zone. However, if you know your routes, you can actually get that level done in like a minute. I think if I remember correctly, my playthrough that I recorded for the footage for this video, it was like, I think I did it in 40 seconds. So that was pretty good. I imagine that all the speedrunners everywhere are like, yeah, duh, you can just do that. This is really easy. One of these days I should really run through that level again and do it the proper way, because it's been so long that I don't actually remember how that route works. The old route, the long route, because I never use it. And of course you do also have the most wonderful special stages. I say wonderful, some of them are really annoying. Of course, because this was the first game, there was no reward for getting all the emeralds, apart from like a slight change to the ending, but that's okay. Again, things that would get improved upon with the sequels, and how. I know that for some people, if they started with one of the later games and then went back to Sonic 1, it might have felt a bit jarring. I know Jess, who edits these videos, certainly feels that way about it. Doesn't have as much anywhere near the level of fondness for Sonic 1 that I do. But I would still say, even if the later games had been played before the first game for you, still play the first one and give it the love and appreciation it deserves, because oh my word, it launched the Mega Drive. Basically it took the Mega Drive from being a console that had the potential to be like a really great thing, and just went whoosh, and oh wow, that was it. Floodgates were open. This game is legendary and you should play it, and there's no excuse because you can get it basically everywhere. All the footage you've seen from today's video of Sonic 1 has been taken from the Steam Mega Drive Genesis Classics collection. So it is running in 60 hertz, even though it's... those of us based in the PAL regions will know that it ran slower than that back in the day because of the PAL refresh rates. Oh joys! That's becoming a bit of a running theme on these videos, isn't it? Never mind. Never mind. It's all good. Especially this game. Go play. Go now. Go now. Go drop this video a like and give me a subscribe. Tell me how great this game is and what your favorite zone was in the comments below, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Come and join me over on Twitch especially if you like Destiny 2, and I will see you next time. See you later. Bye bye.
Well, apparently I've got my smashy powers are charged.
Everyone on the steps, running away from me because I keep pinging him. Oh, he killed me. No.
Oh, he got me too.
He moved. How dare he?